How are we doing, guys? Welcome to Shosha Koi. This week's auctions, we've selected some top picks again to go through. So we've got a huge mixture of fish really and variety. Many of these are new fish that came in November. So yeah, we're just going to go through them and talk about each one. First one up is this Wada Kujaku. Really lovely and clean fish, this one. Nice and light throughout. The colour quality is consistent all the way throughout the fish. Nice head pattern that really is attractive. And yeah, all this Matsubamon, all the reticulation is nice and even throughout the fish. So in future we can expect this to darken up and really refine, which will give you a really nice contrast in between the patches of Benny as well. Nice clean dorsal, nice clean finnage, and perfectly clean head. Two nice even dark nostrils on it, and a good metallic sheen across the backbone of the fish, which is what you need in a Kujaku, being a metallic koi. Yeah, it comes with its own certificate, and yeah, really attractive fish. Next one we have is this Takutatsu. Some would call it a Kikakuru. The breeder doesn't even know what to call it. So we're calling them Aragoki, which basically translates as big scale. Again, really unique fish. We've had a batch of these come in the autumn. Every single one is different. This one being really unique on the head particularly. And just the scale pattern on these down the sides, across the back, makes them for a really unique fish. Nice even head pattern. Both sides here, straight down the nose, and a nice even finnage as well. Nice Motoguru in the fins. It'll be interesting to see how they develop. Like I said, the breeder Takutatsu himself doesn't really know what's going to come of them as they develop. Generally speaking, this kind of variety, as most Sumi does in future, should darken up. So it'll be really interesting to watch that one. Next one up is this Aoki Masaki Sanki. Which has beautiful skin quality on it. Lots of gin flecks from the Matsunosuke bloodline that this comes from. You can see that throughout the koi. Nice body shape to it, nice thickly set. It is a male fish, but yeah, look at the power that it holds in the tail tube. Nice benny quality that's also consistent throughout the koi. And you've got these nice areas of sumi still to come up. This one, this lovely patch here, area here. And there's even some here. I don't know if that comes out on camera, but there's a big patch here and married up on the other side. Yeah, lovely skin quality and really good shape for a male fish. Yeah, it should be nice, particularly for those that like quite a sparse benny pattern on their Sanki. It's not too heavy, quite a minimalist fish. Next one is Aoki Masaki again, Asagi this time. This really is a variety that the breed is known for. Mostly from Otsuka bloodlines, so they can share very similar traits. A really good thing to look for in Asagi this age, so Nisai, is how light they are, because in future the scales will darken up. They will darken up, so it's best to buy them light, and then in time the reticulation comes out. We've got a nice Moto Aka being benny in the pecs, nice and even there, and you've got obviously the benny running on the head, and all in every single fin you've got benny. Down the side of the fish you've got the benny coming up here. This will continue to creep up a little bit more towards the lateral line, so where my thumb is, and this will continue to consolidate and get stronger as the fish matures. So yeah, in time the benny will come up, darken, and then the reticulation across the back as well. That should come up. Next one is a Kano Goshiki. Really attractive fish. Which is this one here. A little bit slighter to the other goshki, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, really attractive fish. Benny quality is particularly nice on this one. And also the robing. The robing being the grey throughout the fish. It's all nice and consistent, and then darker across the shoulder. And obviously, judging by the head, the rest of the fish might go relatively dark as well. But you should still have this reticulation. See how it follows the edges of the scales and also the pockets of the scales. So yeah, really nice. Yeah, quite striking, like hot coals on fire. And then the next goshki, also from Kano. Kano in the last couple of years have really improved the shapes of their goshki. So we're getting a lot more goshki with this kind of body shape. Traditionally they were always really quite slim and slight, whereas this one holds a lot more power to it. Slightly different style of reticulation on this one. Most of the robing follows the pocket of the scale, so I think this should go really quite dark in time. You've already got some dusting on the head here, around the cheeks. So yeah, I think this type of goshki will get really quite dark. Nice benny quality again, nice floating benny, and a nice even step pattern as well. Next one on the list is Ginrin Shiro Utsuri from Kokai. Kokai being a smaller breeder in Niigata, he breeds a lot of Ginrin fish, a lot of Shiro Utsuri, Achiba, Ginrin Achiba, and also some Kawarigoi. He also does some nice goshkis. But yeah, Ginrin Shiros are what we mainly went there for. And they really hold a nice body, really nice full female fish. The Ginrin quality is particularly nice on this. It runs really throughout the fish. Hopefully you can make that out on camera. Sumi quality is good. It has a bit of conditioning to do. I'd expect it to get a little bit darker as it ages. Nice head pattern coming out potentially, which again I hope you can make out. All this area being dark here, joining up to the nose. Good motoguru in both pecs, which is a good sign for future sumi development. Another one from Kokai, a Ginrin Tancho Showa. Quite hard to get variety. Shares very similar traits obviously to the Ginrin Shiro. Again, really nice Ginrin, which is a beautiful contrast. This head pattern has come out really quite well since it's been here, and expect it to still develop. Again, you've got Motoguru in both pecs, the Sumi in both pecs, and yeah, there's lots of Sumi development to do here. It's quite hard to make out with the Ginrin when it's in the water, but when you pull it out like that, you can really make out all these areas that are starting to dust up with Sumi. So yeah, quite hard to get variety, and a nice example of it as well. In Tancho Showas, Tancho Sankis, and also the Showas, spots are a little bit less forgiving because the Sumi will cover a portion of it. So a lot of people want a perfectly round spot on a Tancho Showa, but it's not necessarily as important as compared to a Tancho Kahaki, just because of this Sumi. A lot of this should continue to come up. Yeah, nice fish. Next one, Nagami Kahaki. This one does come with a certificate, a breeder certificate. Typical Nagami skin, nice and white, really white, and nice benny quality as well. Got a nice clean dorsal running throughout the fish. Head pattern finishes just beyond the nostrils, which is perfect. There's still lots of benny development to do on this one. Again, like the Kahaki we had last week in auction, there's a mixture of types of Kiwa. You've got Kamisori Kiwa, you've got Maruzomi Kiwa. So like these little areas here, this is the benny filling out. As you can see, they're a little bit washed out at the moment, but that will continue to fill out, and it ought to become Maruzomi Kiwa. This one's nearly done it here on this edge here, and again here. So it shows that the benny quality is good quality, and it's going to continue to develop, and the colour will continue to creep and fill in those areas. Like I mentioned last week, if the pattern was breaking apart, for instance, that would show you that the quality isn't that good. So you want the scales, you want the pigment to fill in. And last one on the list is this Gondro Sankey. This is a Sankey bred by Sakai Fish Farm. It came from Gondro. Gondro is a dealer, wholesaler. So Gondro rears a lot of Sakai Fish Farm fish. This looks miles better in the video that we're taking now than it does on the website and on the auction page. It's really conditioned up well. This perfect shoulder sumi that falls in the white ground really exhibits how good the sumi quality is. You know, there's no benny underneath that, it's just white. So the sumi really stands up and it's positioned perfectly. Coming down the fish, you've got a nice, almost Inazuma benny pattern. And again, really nice glossy sumi, which has still got a lot of work to do, but it's filling in nicely. Nice Maritan head pattern, being the spot on the head, bright blue eyes, and yeah, really attractive fish. But yeah, this looks so much better now than what it did. You've got sumi in the pecs, the tejima, so the stripes, which is also good, and you've got it also in the fin as well. So yeah, everything a Sankey should have, that has it. So moving on to the next bowl, we've got the slightly smaller fish. And we've got some Shiros, mainly, well, as you can see, 4 Shiros here and 1 Kohaku. I'll start with the Shiros. So we've got this one here, they're all from Omasako. And the sumi on these is coming out weekly. I remember when this particular one first came in, there was no sumi on it whatsoever. You couldn't see anything. All it was just underlying blue. You weren't too sure what the patterns, how it's going to develop. This one's coming up really nicely, particularly down this one side. It's got a nice shape to it, probably the best shape out of the 4 in the bowl here. And yeah, this head pattern's coming up really, really nicely. There's still lots to do down here. You've got this big area here, up here as well, and then towards the back end. So yeah, lots of potential. This time next year, it'll be hard to recognise that one. Next on the list, Omasako Shiro again. Really attractive pattern, nice shape to this one also. It's kind of got little chubby cheeks that are starting to come out, which is always a bonus. Yeah, again, this head pattern, this has changed really in the last kind of month or so since the water's cooled down. The sumi pattern's really coming up, and again, there's still plenty to do. One thing that I really like about this fish is the skin. You can see this sheen, this kind of youthfulness throughout the koi, and it's also got a really nice shape throughout the fish. It carries its weight nicely throughout the back. Yeah, so it's nice and thick even towards the tail end. Lots of sumi still to come up here. So yeah, plenty to do again. This one here, Omasako again. Now the pattern on this one is relatively developed. There's not a huge amount more to do. A lot of refinement to do, as you can see around it. It'll be interesting to see what head pattern comes of it. But we do have nice Motoguru in each pec, which is a good sign that sumi quality will continue to get better as the fish ages. Yeah, again, nice shape, nice and broad around the shoulders. A nice sumi that wraps around the whole fish. And then the last Shiro, this one. So this has even started to change since the photo, particularly the head. It was starting to dust a little bit here with the sumi, but now it's really starting to come up, particularly right on the nose there. What I love about this one, again, is the skin, the white skin on it. It's just got that shine to it. And you can really see there's so much black, so much sumi to come out on this fish. You can see all this blue underlying. It's going to be really interesting koi. Again, nice little shape to it. Yeah, the skin quality is particularly nice in this one. And last but not least is Dainichi Toyota Kohaku with a certificate. this one came in really small, 18 cm last year. I think it's just over 30 cm now. I've always liked this fish. Just one of these kind of heavier Benny pattern koi, but intricate and pleasing on the eye at the same time. You know, it's nice and balanced throughout. Although you've got this heavier side of Benny here, it kind of mirrors up nicely with this area of pattern being only on this side, so you do get an overall balance to it in the end. Nice shape throughout the koi, nice head, again nice dorsal. You've got lots of Benny here filling in. The Benny will strengthen up in summertime, particularly when it gets a bit more sun, a bit more food, but the main thing is that it's consistent at the moment, so all the Benny throughout the fish is the same. Yeah, nice interesting head pattern, and yeah, lovely side on. So this is just over 30 cm, so it's actually quite a nice fish for like a size 2 at a UK koi show this year. Yeah, one that I've always been a fan of. Right, so yeah, these auctions finish on this Saturday the 15th. There's quite a few more fish in this week's auction, so these ones start from about 6:30 onwards to about 9 o'clock. So yeah, get involved and get bidding. Good luck.